Folks, welcome back everybody. Today we return to the long-awaited era of the whiteboard videos, and we have a very long conversation tonight regarding the state of Magic the Gathering. Sit back, relax. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. I finally got back to this office location. I need to move this whiteboard so we can film more of them. And today we're going to do a case study on what I feel is probably one of the most important conversations regarding Magic the Gathering, Hasbro, and the state of the market, the state of the future of Magic. The case study is going to be based around the Fallout collector boxes today. This video is all made up information by myself, emails to myself, and there is no actual data being used, so do not use this for real world information. So we're going to move forward talking about the Fallout collector box situation and why I believe Wizards of the Coast just cracked one of the most important solutions of Magic in the future in print runs and supply and demand. I don't think everyone realizes how big of a deal the Fallout collector box situation is. I don't think anyone grasps the impact of the success. It's like they just cracked the Da Vinci Rubik's Cube of all time. That is my personal opinion right now. So let's get a couple basic pieces of information out of the way. Video starts hot. Oh, that felt good. Video starts 1 minute, 45 seconds in. Let's get some basic information out of the way, folks. Starting out, it is generally accepted based on the supply of the serialized cards, the quantity of the serialized cards in Fallout collectors, that the print run is estimated to be around 265, 270, let's just call it an even 270,000 booster boxes worth of supply. So we're going to start with the print run of 270,000, okay? That's not a very good two. So this is the total print run. So we're going to go with the total print, okay? So it's generally accepted that's how many boxes. Now again, boxes worth of product. This is the print run of how many booster packs they made, okay? Remember, each collector box is 12 packs, okay? Now, it's also generally assumed 10 to 20% of the booster packs are not going to be in collector boxes, okay? So let's get all this boring shit out of the way first, okay? Then we'll get to the good stuff. This is just dumb shit. So let's just say, let's go in the middle. Let's say 15%, okay? So we're going to say supplemental products. So we're going to call it SUP, okay? So SUP products. SUP products are going to be individual one little collector pack hanging on the shelf of your local Timmy's Emporium, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Electronics Boutique, your local Blockbuster, your local Walmart, your local big box store. So we're going to say 15%. Okay? So 15%, I actually got a calculator today, everybody. So 270,000, I think 15%, it's probably going to be around 40,000. So we're going to say that's 40,000, okay? There's a point to this, I promise. So we're going to say 40,000. We're going to deduct, okay? We're going to say 40,000 is in big box. So there's approximately 230,000 actual collector boxes, sealed boxes of actual supply, okay? So 230 is going to be the number that we're really going to go by in this video, okay? Now, Hasbro cares about that number because that's where they get revenue from. We're going to care about this number, about the collector boxes. And you're going to see why this is going to be one. If you're ever going to watch a video on this channel, you're ever going to watch an hour of your life just fade away to a guy in a basement who lives on tacos and Chick-fil-A, I'm going to tell you all right now, this is probably one of the most important videos in this channel, probably in a year. This video is this is so important to understand what's happening. And again, this video contains everything from emailing myself. Okay, so we're at 230,000 collector boxes. That's the number that we're going to use in this video. Now, based on what happened with the supply of LGSs and everybody getting a 90% supply cut, it is generally accepted across the internet that Wizards and Hasbro moved the remaining supply to Amazon. It's generally accepted from every city, state, LGS, country, your wife's boyfriend. Everybody knows that's what happened. Now, I want to go into some unofficial numbers here. We're getting the green marker for money. If Wizards sells, let's say Amazon gets nothing. If Wizards sells all 230,000 boxes, go to distribution, okay? Good old dis, okay? Okay, so the Fallout Collector boxes, let's make an even round number, were sold to stores. I don't know, let's make an even number. Let's just say 190. I think it's in the 180s. But let's say 190, okay? Which means, almost tripped, which means these then went to stores, LGS, okay? So if we all paid $190 a box, okay? Distribution, and again, I already know this is going to be a hot take for a lot of the Timmies out there who are just uneducated, have no idea how the deep internal nastiness of this world works. I'm going to say distribution paid $170. Oh yeah, you heard me. No, you know what? I'm going to make some of you all happy. I'm going to say 160. Should I say no? That's too low. I'm going to say 160. I want to get people on board. I don't want people to focus on the wrong thing. So let's say 160. I'm going to give you by the way, before we go further in this video, I don't think 160 is accurate. I think that Wizards charges distribution more than that. But I'm going to call it 160. All right, so right now, this is where we all have fun. So we're going to get our calculator out. If 230,000 boxes are sold for 160, Hasbro's revenue, wow, really? Is that right? Wait, do I get the right number? Zeros? No way. Okay, 36.8 million. Okay, so Hasbro's revenue for this brick in this release is 30, really? Jesus. It's really that high? Oh my God. $36.8 million. Holy cow. That is how much money Hasbro is going to make doing that. Now here's the problem. That print run, this is too high. Okay? If they release this much product to distribution in LGSs, the price point would tank. So, this is what, all right, how do I got to do this? This is where things get very interesting. Wizards has to cut this number without reducing this number. Okay? This is the problem that Hasbro and WotC are facing. Hasbro's getting slaughtered on Wall Street. Again, shareholder over 10,000 shares. Full disclosure. Hasbro's been getting beat up coming off of the bear market for 2 years because this number is so high, the market can't support this many collector boxes. The problem is, if you cut this number, remember how Rudy was ranting and raving about cutting print runs over and over, and everybody hates Rudy and everything because it needed to be said, but nobody wanted to say it? This is what I'm talking about. This number is not sustainable. This number is probably a similar number they printed with Karlov Manor, maybe. I'm not sure. But the problem is this number's too high. And we have to have, the market, honestly, should have around 100,000. Collector boxes should be collectible. The problem is we can't cut this number in half and lose out on $18 million in gross revenue, folks. We can't do that. So if you all are sitting around at a board of directors and I'm standing here yelling at you all, we can't cut this in half. Our company can't handle that much of it, or we're going to have layoffs. Oh wait, we did lay everybody off? Then we're going to have price cuts and selling parts of the business. Oh wait, we did sell parts of the business. We sold E1. So we're going to have layoffs, which we did, and then sell other parts of Hasbro, which we did. We can't have that much cutting going on, everybody. So that becomes a big issue. So we need to figure out a solution of lowering this and not lowering that. And that's where Cynthia Philip Morris Williams comes in with Philip Morris, everybody. That's where we get to part 2 of this video, and it really gets interesting, everyone. All right, part 2 of this video. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the lighting because the shadow's there. But part two, how do we solve this? That's the problem right now, is how do we solve that problem? So that's for Amazon. You guys ready for this? I know you guys can tell I haven't done this in a while. I'm kind of rusty. So we need to increase this number, okay? So this number needs to go up. That is the variable in this 3-variable equation. This has to go down. This needs to go up to counterbalance. Seesaw, okay? Oh, dollar bills. So we have a seesaw, okay? We have to lower this number right here. This has to go down to make people angry, but this number, the money side, can't move on the teeter-totter. And we only have 3 places to move. So this is where Amazon comes in. We need to take this 230,000 and take 200,000, and we need to siphon it off into the secret passageway all the way down here, okay? This is the dinosaur. This is the secret passage dinosaur. Don't fuck with the secret passage dinosaur, okay? The secret passage dinosaur needs to take this much of the product, and we need to shove it in his mouth, send it through here, down to Amazon, okay? That's what's going on, everybody. Because now, this is where the magic of finance comes in. Shit's gonna blow your guys' mind. If we take 200,000 boxes and we sell them, if we convince the market that it's so rare, the market will raise the price of the item we're making. If the market price goes up, that's our solution. We need to prevent magic products from collapsing. How do we do it? This is where Amazon comes in. We're going to sell on Amazon for $325 a box. Isn't that what they're selling? Who cares if the consumer pays tax or whatever? Consumers are paying $350, $360. If we move all this product for this price, instead of that, essentially we are doubling how much we're getting per box, and we can cut the print run. So now, no official, again, I emailed myself. This is what happened. Wizards comes in. We're going to cut the print run down to 100,000, and we're going to cut the print run from 230,000 to 130,000. We're going to move these 100,000 boxes through the dinosaur, pop it out of his ass, and we're going to sell this for double the revenue. Obviously, $325 times 100,000 boxes. Well, you guys know the answer to that. 32 million. So, where's my marker? So this is going to be $32.5 million. Plus the leftover 30,000 through LGSs, getting the 160 a box, is still going to generate, what's 30,000 times 160? That's going to generate 48 million. So, really? Is that really going to generate 40 million? 30,000? Is that right? I'm sorry, 4.8 million. Ha! LGSs will generate 4.8 mil. Okay? This gives us a total of a whopping $37.3 million. So as you all can see, oh, I just broke the marker. As you all can see, the secret to Hasbro going into the future and making shareholders happy is essentially narrowed down to one thing. Look at the dinosaur. Let me stand out of the way. Look at the dinosaur. Okay? They can cut the print run, and look, if you reduce the print run in half, but Hasbro is able to not go through distribution to LGSs, and they choose the secret Amazon dinosaur mouth through the anus thing, and they actually sell for, the key is, if the product is successful and has the view of scarcity, Hasbro and Wizards can double the price and sell direct to consumer while still providing LGSs some boxes, maybe a little more next time. Maybe they tweak the number a little bit. They shift the teeter-totter a little bit. Maybe 30,000 for LGS was too low. Maybe they bumped it to 50,000. So instead of cutting every LGS to a couple boxes, everybody gets a couple cases. They can tweak the numbers. But if Hasbro and Wizards had all 30,000 boxes, go through distribution at 160, the market price would have tanked. People would, I mean, now again, Fallout could have still been successful, but in theory, doubling the supply through distribution to LGSs and all the idiots who run some of these LGSs around the country that fire sell everything at losses and they go out of business and don't last past a couple years, they're going, that puts so much downward pressure on the product, they aren't able to sell it on Amazon. The Amazon algorithm cannot sell for $3.25 a box. It will get suppressed down to that 180s, 190s, 200, 210 range, where stores make $5 a box kind of thing. So the secret to this whole thing, and I believe, and I told you already, I think Hasbro already knows this. They've already figured this out. They solved the Rubik's Cube. They're already doing the white, you get the idea. They're doing their party. That's the key. This solution solves everything. Doesn't make you all happy. Doesn't make me happy. I get to sell less boxes. In the little tiny boxes I get, I have to jack the price up. It doesn't make stores and evil people like me happy. But this is the solution for Hasbro. They've already started it, and it's going to work. Okay? Now, it's quite fascinating, because the only way this works is if you and I have the perceived perception that the box is rare and the box should skyrocket to $3.25. The only way this worked was because of this. And the only way this works is if the LGS dinosaur doesn't get a bunch of boxes for 160, 190s. So, based on this entire Rudy discussion, what does this mean moving forward? Does this mean we should all be hyped to start putting all our money in collector boxes? No, not really. Does this mean this is the next hot thing and we're going to flip for tendies? No, not really. This just means one simple thing. Hasbro continues to try different things, and they finally found a solution to keeping revenue high. Again, if on the original plan, okay, if Amazon didn't exist and they had to make 230,000 collector boxes, sell the distribution for 160, Hasbro gets 36 million in revenue, gross revenue. It's obviously net is going to be 20-30% lower. Cost of rights, productions, the IP, printing, get the rights. But think about it. That gives them 36 million. Okay? But the problem is, companies today cannot print what they printed a few years ago. You will fucking fail. As we've seen, MetaZoo got fucked. They got cocky. They didn't give a fuck about any of us. They stopped responding to me. They tried to take people's money for pre-orders to pay off previous stuff. They got fucked, went down in the largest dumpster fire in modern history. I'm honestly, if somebody would make a damn Netflix movie of that shit, I would literally appear on that shit and share behind the scenes stuff, because that shit is wild. MetaZoo will go down in history as one of the worst managed, highest potential modern day brands I've ever seen. And the way, it makes the Costa Concordia from Carnival Cruise Lines look like the best cruise ship of all time. It makes the Titanic look unsinkable. And yet, here we are. That's the problem. Because companies who are going to make into the future, which pretty much this is 2024. The bear market's over. We went through 2 years of garbage, and now we are pulling out of it. Flesh and Blood's going to make it. Magic's going to make it. Pokemon's going to make it. One Piece is insane if you can get the damn boxes. Disney Lorcana, stabilized, not going to the moon. It's normal. It's stable where it should be. These things are working. You've got a lot of smaller, not smaller. Yu-Gi-Oh! Been around for a million years. Prices are, some sets are actually doing really well. Some sets continue to tank. They're all over the place. Very high risk, but still doing fine, right? Look at Weiss, 10, 15 years now. IPs, they're doing fine. The companies that can adjust and are humble and are willing to admit we overprinted, we made mistakes, we need to adjust, they will be fine. Not everybody can do that. You have to admit we are all humans. We are going to make mistakes. It's not whether or not you can make a mistake. It's being able to recover from mistakes and getting less mistakes and more things right. As long as your win ratio is over 50%, you're going to do fine in life. Again, we live in this modern culture where suddenly mistakes are wrong. Right? Anyways, part 3. I don't know why and when the last 5-10 years we've turned into this. Oh my God, Rudy sold something that went down. Oh God, Rudy, I bought this pack of cards from Walmart. It went down in value. I'm boycotting Walmart. We are in this culture where mistakes are supposed to be like an embarrassment or a pin of shame. And I don't know how we got here. I don't know why mom and pops and LGSs and small business became this evil thing to make money. But that's where we are in this modern cultural, I don't know, social media environment. Eventually, it'll evolve and move to a new era in the coming years and decade. But for now, that's where we're at. So I believe Hasbro has figured out they can wiggle this number down. But if they move this down, they have to cut distribution in stores and they have to compensate at Amazon to make sure the money's going to flow. I believe they've already discovered this. I believe they've realized the success level of Fallout. I believe that they have realized how big of a deal this is. And I also believe that moving forward, this is going to become more normal. I told you all that I believe that universes beyond products were more sensitive because they're using other companies' brands and IPs. Therefore, they can't risk a collapse. And I believe that was part of them hedging the risk of any problems. Now, I also believe that this worked out far greater and more successful than Wizards had hoped. But once you open Pandora's box, we can't go back. Okay? We are now 20-something minutes in this video, and we've realized that Hasbro has realized this is the way. Okay? We can't undo it. We know dinosaurs exist. We know the Earth is flat. We know Rudy is from Pluto, the best planet in the galaxy. It's still a planet. And once we discover that, this is never going to be undone. And I think this was such a big eye-opening experience for WotC and Hasbro that it's almost a game changer for Hasbro stock, for the company itself, and for Wizards moving forward. Because no matter how you all feel and I feel in the game piece army, this whole mentality of game pieces in this thing, no matter how that for the community, we're going to give you mouth hugs. We want your feedback. Take the Wizards survey. We're happy to be a part of this charitable organization. No matter what kind of clothing they put on the sheep, the wolf, the pig, the fundamentals underneath remain the same. Hasbro and WotC have financial people monitoring the secondary market of your game pieces. They can't fuck with the reserve list. They got close to the reserve list and it burned them. We ain't going to see it again, especially now that they are discovering other paths in the tree. Like I said, this brings me to something else. So this is interesting. So when let's move, let's come over here. Let's get rid of this. Y'all get the idea here. We get the idea with the Amazon and the cutting. You guys get the idea of the Rudy dinosaur. But here's another interesting thing, okay? When you take, this is an interesting thing. What does that look like? It's a tree. Come on, people. Head out of the gutter. So again, when we have the tree, okay? Here's the Rudy tree, okay? We have a bunch of branches, okay? Here's Hasbro, okay? All right? Down here, you guys see way at the bottom there? That's Mark Bottomwater telling you that we're never going to do Magic 30, okay? Up here, these are branches, okay? You see all these branches? These are branches. This is Hasbro. These are branches. Hasbro can go in any of those directions, okay? I'm going to show you something. Right here, let's get something bright. Let's use red. This is the reserve list, okay? RL. Okay, let's serialize cards. Here's cereal. Okay, so we got cereal here. I don't know, what do you guys think? Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa. So we got cereal Cocoa Puffs over here. Hey, how about redemption cards? Redemption. Secret Lairs. I don't know, reprint. Let's just reprint everything. Reprint. I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe I love those signed cards. How about some signed artist stuff? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do something else that's really weird? Maybe some other inserts or maybe some unknown, undecided? How about we just increase the power level? Up power. Up the P. All right, we're going to up the P. Notice here, within literally a few seconds of me just being a dumbass Rudy in Florida, Hasbro, on top of the bottom water, there's Magic 30 down there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay? When you look at all this stuff... Oh, hold on a second. I got to show you one more thing. Sorry. Down here, you guys see that? Hold on. This is supposed to be boxes on a pallet. There you go. Hold on. It's boxes on a pallet. It's like a brick wall, right? Here we go. Brick wall. There you go. Brick wall. There you go. It's a big brick wall, right? See, these are all the boxes stacked. It almost looks like a hat or a building. There you go. Like a brick wall. There you go. Brick wall. There you go. By the way, I just want to show you all this thing at the bottom here. You know what this is? That's all the unsold Magic 30. So down there, so we got the tree of Hasbro. We got Mark Bottomwater. And you got them fucked with all their Magic 30 boxes. Okay, they tried to get near the reserve list. And that's what happened. Okay, you want to pull up a stock chart? Here's Hasbro stock, just straight to shit. Okay, you got special cereals. Okay, you got serialized Cocoa Puffs, serialized cards. You got all kinds of redemptions. You got secret layers, reprinting, signature cards, new things I don't even know yet. You can up the P. You can make the P go higher. Everybody's happy when the P goes higher. Power level. Jesus, what's wrong with my audience? These are all choices and levers and branches that Mark Bottomwater can climb up and choose to go on different paths for R&D or choose to go for things to cash in on revenue. The fact that we have all these, okay, what if we learned? We've learned that going question mark, universes beyond, we've learned dinosaur, anal, poop, mouth, we've been over this. We've learned universes beyond is going to be huge for Magic's future. Anyone who's still doubting that, I didn't ask you if you like universes beyond. I don't care for universes beyond half the time. I don't know if you do. It doesn't matter. Our opinions don't mean anything. We are not special snowflakes. We are just cogs in a machine of the meaning of life, which is probably just a simulation where we're all just meat popsicles and donuts anyways. You're an amoeba. I'm a meat popsicle. I'm a mitochondria with little fuzzy legs, okay? None of that matters, okay? They've learned pumping the P, universes beyond, doing different things, reprinting expensive stuff, doing serialized cards are extremely profitable, extremely safe, and extremely good business decisions. And if you're on a board of directors for a corporation and you have all these directions you can take the company, you're not going to take the fucking dinosaur and you're not going to go back to Mark Bottomwater with Magic 30. You're not going to do it because you have so many options that just proved you can navigate dinosaur to Amazon from LG. You have choices. There are so many choices. The design space for Magic R&D can go on for another 50 to 100 years without ever going back to the deep, dark basement of Magic 30 where all these boxes are living with wizards. You know those things still exist. There's got to be 30, 40,000 of those things piled up. And because of that, if you care about your career or if you're on a board of directors of a company, you're not going to vote for the high risk burn the company down path when you have 10 other paths that will make you equal to or greater than revenue. Why would you choose the path of highest risk with mediocre return or potential burning down the building when you can choose every other path with no risk of burning the tree down and making infinite money glitch? So that is why, once again, the Timmies who think, oh, any day now, Rudy, they're going to cancel the reserve list. Some people just haven't taken the time or maybe had conversations with people at a company that makes cards. Or they haven't really had haven't had the talks to themselves about a direction of a company. There are so many things of Magic's future that are going to come. We can't comprehend it. That's why I put the question marks. Okay? But I want you all to be aware. The fact that they cracked this code with Fallout collectors is one of the biggest moments in modern Magic history. I was going to say the other biggest moment was going to be the Magic 30 disaster, the greatest disaster in Magic history. But what happened here is seriously a game changer. And I don't know if everybody realizes that. Okay? And if that's... I'm going to do one more segment and then we'll end the video. But it's... if you understand that Wizards wrote off their losses, sold parts of the company that weren't profitable, you understand they laid off everybody, they did all this stuff, and they wrote the losses down. What this does for corporations is in weaker quarters, you take all the hits. And once you take all the hits, it lays the groundwork for a healthy, vibrant future for a company. And that's what I think is coming. All right, this is it, the end of the video. So I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to do another whiteboard video on the next topic here, but simply it's our perspective is really the issue because it's us versus them. It's similar to politics. It's similar to social media and drama and everything. It's always a you versus me, or it's them, boycott them, cancel culture that, let's all bash them. That's just how it is. And I think as we move into this new era of Magic, I really think it's going to be important for everybody to realize something. And that is the victim of this new era in design, I think, is going to be the LGSs. The biggest victim is the guy inside the face of the dinosaur. I don't think distribution is going to be much of a difference. Sure, they get less boxes, but they're so diversifying. There's so many product lines, so many SKUs, I don't think that's much of an issue. I think the issue is going to be the stores, now that we're going to have some Universes Beyond collector boxes that go up in value. Stores and people are not going to be able to have access to them in the quantity, including people like me. I'm not going to be able to hoard and sit on a lot of these products nearly as much as I used to, because I'm just not going to have access to them based on the new dinosaur Amazon model. But I understand why Hasbro and Wizards is doing this. They have to do, I told you, cutting the print run is not an option. It's a necessity. It has to be done. We cannot have a 2023, 4, 5, next few years out of that previous bear market. We can't have this new era of printing collector boxes like they printed in 2021. Okay? Like when they did, oh God, I don't know. What's a good example? Crimson Vow or Midnight Hunt collector boxes. Right in the peak of COVID, the economy, the money machine go burr. When they did all that stuff, the print runs of those collector boxes have to be huge. I'm telling you, they have to be massive. Like instead of print runs, I wouldn't be surprised if the peak print runs in 2021, 2022 for Magic, I would be surprised some of those collector boxes were 300, 400, 500,000. And they realized how much they screwed up. I wouldn't be surprised if they destroyed some of the product. I wouldn't be surprised if some of it was written off as a tax loss and trash in the dumpster. I don't know that kind of details from that particular sets like that, but I can tell you, moving forward, we all have to shift our mindset. And I believe, also, Ixalan, which is the most successful percentage gain collector box we've ever seen in modern history, which nobody seems to have, had a similar thing. Ixalan had that kind of success, okay? We saw Lord of the Rings special boxes. Everybody thought one thing was going to happen, and it didn't, and everybody was wrong. So right now, what's happening, and the reason everybody's resisting these upticks in the market, the changes that are going on, is because we went through 2 years where every time there was an uptick, it would crash. And when we had that, why would you believe anything else? Why would you want to buy a box of Magic when even if the price went up, Hasbro would dump it all and just crush you, and you'd be like, wow. And after so many times, everybody gets wired to accept that there's no opportunity. You're just going to lose money. The price is going to tank. Every store is evil. Rudy's evil. LGSs are evil. Distribution's evil. Wizards is evil. Hasbro's evil. Okay? And in reality, Hasbro is trying to keep up with their revenue numbers because they've dropped so much and everything like that. Distribution is doing what they always do, trying to distribute and just ship products everywhere. Stores are the ones that are on the end of the stick just getting clobbered because customers, see, here's the thing, folks. Customers don't contact distribution. It doesn't work that way. Anger, and when prices go down, people don't go back to Walmart and boycott and put signs and pickets and threaten and do 1-star reviews of my local Walmart because the cards on aisle 2 are all worth half the value. Worst Pokemon cards and the Magic cards are only Crimson Vow there. It doesn't work that way. All the anger and all the hits go back to LGSs rip me off, and the stories all over the country and the world of stores that sold packs and boxes to customers, and those items went down. The customers hate those stores. The YouTubers like my face, and I'm the face of the Magic and the MetaZoo and the Flesh and Blood and the Weiss and Pokemon. You know, the more people online could just report the news. They could do box openings. Human beings associate that face with that product just because they may do a box opening. Maybe they talk about it. Maybe they're filming in their store. Maybe they're filming in their basement. Maybe they're in their car talking about some exciting things. People will connect those dots. And all the YouTubers, the social medias, the box breakers, they're the ones that will get the most negative kind of arrows thrown at them. Probably equal to, maybe a little bit more, than the LGS. Because the LGS could have a bunch of employees and kind of layers of management to shield the owners. So that's where the hits come from. Distribution, Amazon, no, they don't, they're the ones pulling the strings. They don't really have the impact in the customers, and they don't really have the direct issues. When a store loses their ass on Crimson Bow or, I don't know, Boulder's Gate or Commander Masters at launch or whatever it may be, these guys get clobbered, they go out of business, and distribution just kind of sells to somebody else. Oh, well, they're out of business, they caught on fire, all right, that line's gone, all right, distribution, let's sell it over here now. Oh, they're out of business, okay, well, all right, let's get this new account, right over here, dinosaur tail, right there. It's just the product gets moved around and rerouted. And the people who stand the test of time, this number and their allocation gets bigger and bigger. I've been doing this now for 15 to 18 years with distributions and LGSs and stores and ownership and office ownership, LGS ownership, the warehouse owner. I mean, I've been doing this for so long. I've seen so much come and go. And a lot of it is, there's fault across the entire line. It's no one particular. I can't blame anyone. I like to pick on the game piece army because I feel that they're uneducated. They don't understand the value of their own money. The game piece army likes to work hard, and I think they should be rewarded with cards that hold value because they traded their time, and we may not see eye to eye, but even people I don't like are valuable. You don't have to like someone to not still respect and value them. The game piece army, even if they're broke, even if they're in a one-bedroom apartment with 10 people in a broken toilet after Taco Tuesday, they should still be respected. When they buy cards, those cards should still hold value. I mean, what? So what? The rich, wealthy people should buy expensive cards, and those are the only ones that hold value? So what? The people who don't have as much, when their card should always go to zero? Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, who stands for that? So, but at the same time, investors, they have blame too. LGSs have blame, distribution has blame, Hasbro has, everybody has faults and everybody has made mistakes. But we all need to remember, we only learn that we've made a mistake when things blow up in our face. So until something blows up in our face, we don't realize, well, shit, let's not do that again. That didn't go good. That's how human beings learn. Now, the difference is, Timmy's, when things blow up in their face, they say, gee, what was that, Bob? I don't know, blow it up again. Like, Timmy's, that concept of a human tends to not learn from mistakes. They tend to say, wow, that hurt. I'm going to do it again. Why is there a button there with a fist? Last time I hit it, it punched me. Should I push it again? I'm going to push it again to see if it hurts this time. Like, that kind of thing, But the key is we all have to move forward and learn from different things. And that's been really tough. That's been really tough, everyone. A 2-year crash has a really funny way of humbling everybody. Okay? Has a funny way of pushing people away, but it also has a funny way of seeing who really believes in the long game. And again, time in the market will always beat timing the market. I don't care if you're talking about Bitcoin, real estate, the S&P 500, or a sealed box of Magic, Pokemon, Weiss, One Piece, whatever you're talking about. The time in the market, the historical data of outperformance compared to market timing and traders and swing traders the data is so skewed to time in the market being more successful. It's something that more people need to understand. And what we all need to understand right now is this is a new era. In the 9 years I've been on YouTube, we never had an era with Amazon and the company with these cards that we love have this kind of power. And based on that, I hope you all learned something. I'm going to cut it off here because I don't want to go into some of these other topics until we go to another YouTube video. But this was an incredibly important moment, and I hope some people out there realize the shift of what's happening.